Welcome back, my friends, to another C++ tutorial. Last time we finally finished up this calculator. So, now I think we are going to... I could expand on this with our next subject that we're going to be learning today. But to be honest, you're probably too. I'm really sick of calculators. I've been working on one for so long, I just thought it'd be nice to start anew. My apologies for not getting a video out on Tuesday, so I will have a Friday episode this week, hopefully. So, you see, today we will be learning about for, while, do. These are the keywords of the three loops. The for loop, the while loop, and the do while loop. Each interesting as can be. So let me show you guys examples of why you would use them. I'm going to give you some pretty unpractical examples, but alright, so let's say we have the words Wow, I failed on both of these. And line. Okay. Let's see, we wanted to output the string hello you too. Okay? So that's easy enough to output, but what if we wanted to output this 100 times? I mean, this isn't very practical, but what if you wanted to do that because, you know, you're an adult, or you can do whatever the heck you want. Prove that you're a free man, because this is America, or wherever you're watching this. So anyway, so that we can, you could just copy this and then paste it 99 times, but you know, we're programmers, we don't need to do that, because we have our friend, the for loop. So, for loop, it basically will execute this. Oh wait, let me see something. Alright, sorry about that. I didn't do some. Okay, so I'm probably I'm going to cut this out for now. So we have a for loop and parameters, not really parameters, and then we have the body of the loop, which contains our statements. So the for loop, the condition, I guess, is three different things, and they're separated by semicolons. First, you're going to want a control variable, an integer. I'm going to use I for the sake of simplicity. But why don't we set I equal to something random to show you guys what we can do. So the first thing we're going to do is the initial action. So whenever the computer sees this, whenever the compiler it discovers this for loop, what do we want to do? The first thing, we want to set I equal to 0. And basically, we just want to make sure that I is set to 0. So then we do the loop continuation condition. And that is basically okay, so once the for loop reaches the end, then it asks itself, am I going to move on, yes or no? Well, it says right here, if this is true, then it loops back up again and it starts over. If it's not, then it just moves on. So, for is usually for when you want a specific number of loops. Alright, and then this condition has to be true, whatever we put in this thing, has to be true until we want it to escape. To break the loop is what that's called. So wait 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. So, for the continuation condition, we would put I is less than or equal to. Now this is the same thing as an if statements. This is the continuation condition. 100. So basically, if I is less than or equal to 100, and it's going to start out as 0. So it's going to keep looping through until I, our track variable, it basically keeps track of this entire for loop. So whenever I beats 100, right now we have a problem. And I don't recommend you doing this, and it might crash my computer. But if I run this, and I'm going to paste my string, if I run this right now, who knows what is gonna, it's going to loop, and since I is never going to change, it's always going to be 0, it's going to never stop looping. It's not going to stop. So I'm going to compile and run this. I highly recommend you don't. I'm just going to show you watching it scroll like insane. Okay, look, see, okay, I'm going to exit it. Okay, did you see that? It was making new lines like crazy. And that's dangerous. So that was infinite loop. So this last thing that we put in is the action. The action is, okay, once you've reached this and you've decided you want to loop back, well, you do what's in here. The action, we want to increase I by 1. So we could do I equals I plus 1. Technically we could do that. That would mean the new I equals the old I plus 1. Or we could basically make this a lot simpler and just do I plus plus, which increments 1. So this is going to output hello YouTube exactly 100 times, and it's going to show system pause, and we're just going to end it. Alright, so now this won't crash. Okay, so at first it looked like it was going crazy, but we have successfully outputted hello YouTube 100 times. Now let me show you that my counting is true. I'm just going to put in 5 instead. So this time should only output it 5 times. And that's the glory of the for loop, because whenever you want to change it, it's right there. It's so easy to change. You don't have to go through deleting a crap set of cout statements. And I only used 1 in this entire program. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's 6. Oops. My bad. You want to make I start out as 1. So that way you could put it there. Yeah. Wow, that was a fail. Okay, sorry. So yeah, 5. Hello, YouTubes. So for loops are useful when you want an exact. You already know exactly how many times you want to loop through this. But what if you want it to output a certain number of times? So then you would use what people call, what technically is called the while loop. Wow, that was a fail. That was anticlimactic. So the while loop is whenever you don't know quite yet the number of times. So cin I. So what this is basically doing is we're going to input I. So, what does that mean? Well, the while loop, it only takes one thing that we're asking if, and which is the loop continuation condition. So, while our control variable I, well, alright, I should make n separate. So int n equals 0. So as long as we go to input n, as long as n is less than or equal to, you know what I could have done, I could just leave that blank, whatever. Alright, as long as n is less than or equal to stop. So actually, 0. How about we input when to stop? Okay, I could be, so whenever I, which is our watch variable, whatever